Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. My name is Maria Esquivel, and I'm the principal here at Travis Elementary, where George Miller is a student. I would like each of you to introduce yourself, please.
Hello, my name is Gloria Betancourt, and I am George's special education teacher.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Antonia Garza, and I am the diagnostician at Travis Elementary.
Hello, my name is Ina Martinez, and I am George Miller's first grade general education teacher.
Hello, I'm Ms. Millers. I'm George's mom, and I really appreciate all of you for being here and for helping him out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Before we go any further, this minute will be from 10 a.m. to 10:45. Everyone agree on the time?
I really need to leave in 30 minutes.
Okay, great. So let's write down that the meeting will be from 10 to 10:30. Just a reminder, if the IEP has not been completed by this time frame, we will reschedule as soon as possible. If not, we will continue with the meeting. Before we begin, I would like to remind that IEP paperwork that I brought to the table is a draft, and we can make changes or adjustments as we go through the meeting.
Okay, so the reason we are all here is to talk about George Annual's IEP. And Ms. Miller, if you have any questions throughout the meeting, feel free to ask any of us. We are here to answer your questions.
Okay, we will review George's present level of performance skills in reading and math. We will be talking about his strengths, areas of struggle, also concerns of team members, his progress towards goals, proposed goals, placement options, and services needed to access the educational program. Does anybody have any questions?
George is a very sweet boy, and he loves to help others. He loves story time. He loves to be read to. George is very creative. He loves to draw. He's got a great eye for detail. George is a joy to have in my class.
So I would like to add a little bit more about George. I can see that he loves to read. He has really good manners, and he is very friendly. He's always likes to make friends with others, and he talks to them really nice.
Does he interact well with other students?
Yes, he interacts really good with other students. That's what I've noticed, that he's always like trying to talk to other people in his class, to other classmates.
Okay, Ms. Miller, would you like to add anything else?
No.
Okay. Our committee would like to talk about some areas where we'll feel that George is struggling with his academic career, so that we can all be in the same page and give George the right support to be successful.
As a first grade student, George is having trouble in the reading area because of his autism and his ADHD. Although he tries to read, he can follow the story with his finger, but he is having difficulty with actually reading aloud. George can identify some of the high frequency words and decode a few high frequency words, but he's not able to decode the multi-syllable grade level words. He's limited, like I said, in comprehending, and he's limited in reading. He cannot read, even though he likes to read, he cannot read by himself, and he stays silent most of the time in class when he's trying to read, because I understand he's trying to comprehend. For math, George performs basic computation in addition and subtraction with 2 digits, but he's having trouble recognizing patterns and sequences of objects or figures. George is not able to associate numbers with groups of objects. He does like to count with the tally system, and he even knows how to answer the addition using the same strategy.
Well, at home, I see that when it's time for him to do his reading homework, I see that he had difficulties in his ability to comprehend the reading. So for him to be able to read, I need to help him, be with him.
Do you read to him?
Yeah, sometimes I do.
I've noticed in class that when we're reading, he kind of like struggles to read, so I sometimes stand besides him and I point to the readings.
I think that because of George's ADHD, he gets distracted and he's not able to concentrate on the reading. But I do notice that when he uses his finger, he's able to follow along.
Yes, when he uses his finger, he's able to follow. And I think that the finger is helping him a lot. So something that you can do in the house is when you're reading, so make sure to point the finger and like just make him read along the finger. And also you can do it to demonstrate, to model him, like how to use the finger when he's reading.
Some of the goals that we have for George this year in reading is that we want to increase George's reading skills in the areas of word recognition, decoding, and writing high-frequency words.
Yes, like Ms. Bettencourt is saying, we have written down some goals for George in order for him to improve. And he will increase his reading skills by, like we said, by helping him read the books with the finger. And also, another goal is that he can read a story. Well, we are trying for him to read a story without getting any help. That's another goal for us.
We would like for George to, in the area of comprehension, we would like for him to be able to identify characters, the setting of the story. We want to try and help him with comprehension using more graphic organizers, anything visual. In math, our goal for George is to be able to classify patterns, to make predictions, and to solve basic algebraic problems.
I think that will be great. It will really, it's going to help him.
Okay, Ms. Miller, I know that this is a lot of information. Do you have any questions regarding what the teachers already talked about? No? Okay. Any concerns about these goals? Are you agree with these goals?
Yes, I agree.
Would you like to add anything else? Something that you feel like he needs a little more help?
I think in his reading comprehension, like to understand
Reading
what he's reading
comprehension?
and to follow along. Yes.
Okay.
When you are reading to George, do you see that he is having trouble reading?
Yes.
Like he's not concentrating, or he get lost in the reading and
get
he's
lost in the
not
reading.
following the, okay.
In order for us to help George reach his goals, we have determined that the appropriate services to help George by the end of the year, starting on March 29th, 2018, would be to have George in a self-contained education classroom for 50 minutes. In last year's IEP, we had him in the self-contained room 2 times a week, and we're suggesting maybe having him 3 times a week, giving him that little bit of extra help, the little bit of, we can take away some of those distractions that he might have and can't really control at this moment. And we would like for George to be able to be in the regular classroom for team teach for 50 minutes 3 times a week during for the duration of the year.
Ms. Miller, do you have any
3
concerns?
times a week, right?
3 times a week. Last year's it was 2 times a week, and we think that he could benefit from giving him just a little bit more time with that.
Is that okay with you?
Yes.
So are we getting all the changes we're making for him?
Yes.
And we're agreeing to it. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I got here, for in order to reach his goals, well, we have determined the appropriate services to help George. We're beginning March 29th, is that correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so he will be in a self-contained special education classroom for 50 minutes,
For 50
Yes,
minutes.
correct.
twice a week.
3 times a week.
3
Twice
times a week.
was last year.
Okay, for the duration of 1 year.
Yes.
Yeah, so make sure
Okay.
to make that adjustment.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay, adjustment done. Okay, also, we would like for George to be in a regular classroom, is that correct?
Yes.
With a team teacher for 50 minutes.
Yes.
Is that twice a week or three times a week?
3 times a
3
week.
times a week as well.
Yes.
We think that he's
Okay.
going to benefit more because he has an interest in reading and he really enjoys the story time, so we don't want to lose that time that he,
Yes,
he
absolutely.
has an
He
interest
loves
right now.
reading, and I know that by the end of this year, George will improve drastically.
And I think that with helping him with the reading, it's gonna also trickle down and help him with the math.
Okay, so then I got for reading goals, we have increased reading skills by helping him trace the words while he's reading, right? And also trying to read a story without help.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Ms. Miller was talking about comprehension. Okay, so we can help by using a graphic organizers and visuals. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that good for you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, for his math goals, can you please rephrase the math goals you said for him?
Yes, give me just 1 second. The annual math goals that we have for George is that we want him to be able to make predictions and solve the basic algebraic problems. We want George's understanding to increase by identifying the order, comparing, and labeling different objects to solve the basic algebraic problems. And we would like for George to use blocks to demonstrate an increased understanding of the concept of addition and subtraction to solve problems.
Okay, very good. Thank you for the information. All of this information will be documented. We can still make changes, and I'll print out the final IEP for George. So if you have any questions at the moment.
Also, Ms. Miller, if this is an annual meeting, but if you think that George is not meeting his goal or that you need another meeting, you can contact the teacher, and so we can schedule another appointment again, and we can review our goals.
Thank you very much.
Is there anything else?
Well, I would like to give you some tips, Miss Miller. For his reading skills, we really appreciate if you can read to him and have him follow with his finger through the reading so that he can improve that skill. And also, is there anything for the math?
For the math,
Any advice that she can do at home with George?
I think just keep doing what you're doing already with the reading. And I think for math, what it is that, he's not able to read on his own. He's having that trouble. Just keep doing what you're doing. And
Maybe, like she said, you can use some blocks. The blocks can help a lot with math. Like, you can buy them in any store and have him sit for 10 minutes or 15 and just use the blocks in order to solve the problems, the subtractions or the additions.
Okay.
Anything else, Mr. No. Any questions? No? Okay. Since we went through to all of the important aspects of the IEP, anyone have any concerns or questions or something that we need to add? No adjustments?
no, I think that I addressed everything that I needed to address.
And I have all the information documented here. I'll print the papers as soon as I can, and I'll need signatures from all of you.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you all for coming, and
Thank you, Mrs.
Thank
Miller,
you.
for taking
Thank
time to
you.
be here.
Thank you for your
Before you
time.
leave, can you please sign these documents?
Yes.
They'll be
thank you so
the
much.
finished product of this meeting.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, so this will conclude our meeting, Mrs. Miller. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
And I hope we can see you more often here, like always.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Mrs. Miller.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice day.